Well, hello everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you've all had a fantastic week. We've made it to the weekend. And for the final time pre-match this season, welcome back to the Magnificent Mags channel. Thank you so much as always if you have tuned in. If you do like the video, please leave a comment for anything I've discussed, share with all your friends, subscribe and turn on those notifications as well if you do like the content for the latest videos. And always do the same for my friends over at Magpie 24/7, Magpie Ultras and NUFC 360. And yeah, I can't believe it. We've made it. Started these videos back in November after humming and hawing for a while and being pushed, as I said. And yeah, it's been one of the best things I've done. I can't believe it. I'm up to 111 subscribers on YouTube. And yeah, it mightn't seem much in the grand scheme of things, but every single one of you mean the world to me. Thank you. Honestly, all your comments, feedback, stuff you like, again, please do comment and tell us what you do. Stuff you don't like, stuff you might like introduced. I've got lots of plans in the pipeline. I just can't believe it's 6 months on. Honestly, where 6 months went. But yeah, I'm so happy to do these videos. It's a good break and an outlet from the everyday grind at work. And yeah, as I said, when I hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, I would do a giveaway. Now, I know it's old tune tops, the Fun 88 ones, but I do want to give them to a good home. So once the season's done, because I thought there's been a lot going on, I wanted to wait and do the giveaway then. So I am going to do it sometime when the season's done. And the next week or two, I'll do a giveaway online. I'll do a post. Any one of you who comment, I'll assign a number. And then I'll do a random draw online, so you know it's not fixed. You know the balls aren't heated up like it's accused in FA Cup draws, especially when we've got away ties. And yeah, I'll give the shirts to a good home. But that's not the end of the content though. I will be bringing more videos next season, but I'll also be doing them in the closed season. Obviously there won't be as frequent with less matches, but I will start covering stuff like transfers and everything. I haven't wanted to discuss them during these videos because there's a lot to talk about with the football and everything in the stadium and that. So again, there's always something to discuss. So I just thought I don't want to discuss any rumours at the moment. And obviously to help clubs out with the Club World Cup, the window is opening as a one-off in the 1st of June. So there will be plenty to discuss. So I won't be going anywhere. Obviously just there'll be less videos in terms of pre and post match until pre-season's back, and I am going to Celtic. But in terms of tops, it's a good subject to start. Yes, the new home kit, it dropped this morning. And you know what? I've been doubtful about it, but you know, I think it's a beauty. I do. Now, again, my complaint when I first seen it, like not knowing if it was legit or not, was the stripes being like fuzzy, the kind of fuzz where it blends in and that. But you know what, I am still going to buy it, and quite ironically, it's dropping on payday next week. So will I be going up to get it? Well, watch this space. Again, I could do a DH Gate special, but all this season's 3 tops are legit. So I'm going to continue the trend. I do like that, but I am waiting if it's rumoured to be the old one from the 90s, the retro one, the blue one with the orange and green stripe. If that one's coming out, oh my God, I'm getting that on launch. But yeah, I do like it. Yeah, I do like the stripes down the side. I'm wondering if they are stitched though, because even noticed in the shot with Isaac when he's wearing the long sleeve one. Good touch, by the way. We haven't done that in ages. I think it is stitched because it's left room for a right sleeve sponsor, or maybe the Premier League crest. I don't know. We'll wait and see. I'm just surmising at the moment. But yeah, I will be buying that. When? We'll wait and see. But I will do a video when I buy it to give me thoughts on it properly. But it is launching next week, the 29th of May. So that's next Thursday. And it'll be available online, obviously, and all official club stores. And a great thing what the club have said is, one, they are going to be wearing it this Sunday, so it's a throwback to the 2000s. Remember when we used to wear the new kit on the last home game of the season, or away, it depends, but it was normally the last home game. I remember 2003-04. No, 2002-03, sorry. I believe we played Birmingham at home. We won 1-0 with Hugo Viana's free kick, and we wore the black and white one for the next season with the blue Northern Rock. I do remember that game well, and we're wearing that one. So, yeah, it's good. And an even better thing is all money is going to the Newcastle United Foundation, £5 for every home top, keeper top, away top and third top purchased through official club channels, so that's a brilliant gesture by the club. Now moving on from tops, we've had news this week obviously about the stadium, and now moving on from that, we've got news about the new stadium. They have been speaking to a developer. They're called Lang O'Rourke. Now I did notice down they have been responsible for an eastern western railway link between Oxford, Milton Keynes, Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire and Bedford, and they've also done massive infrastructure projects in Australia, the Kenyan water treatment plant, and also another water treatment plant in Winderbury. So it's exciting news. They said they want it to be in Leazes Park. At the moment, it's going to be a 65,000 capacity. Now, I know fans are saying, why shouldn't it be 70 or 75,000 now? That's just obviously the figure we're hearing. There's been no announcements, like Manchester United circus tent. Obviously, they rushed their release of it, trying to think it was good getting ahead of the game and everyone's seeing it. But last time I seen a tent like that, Richard Keel, Jaws fell into it at the start of Moonraker. So yeah, I think the club are doing the wise thing. They don't want to jump the gun and release stuff about the stadium until they've got through all the bureaucratic red tape about getting planning permission and the lease. It's rumoured to be a 99-year lease, and obviously they've learned lessons, they've said, from West Ham Stadium, which is the Solars Bowl. I mean, there's been contentiousness over their stadium for years, obviously the running track, in the fact that that stadium should have went to Leyton Orient. Again, links to the club there, Luke Edwards, as a Leyton Orient fan, he might have something to say on that. But in terms of geographically, that stadium should have went to Leyton Orient because the rules were the closest football team. But obviously it went to the bigger football team in the higher division. Money speaks. And I'm sure they don't actually pay anything on that in terms of rent. Out in the middle of Stratford with no atmosphere. They said they want to keep the acoustics of St James's Park in this new stadium. Now, we've heard rumours again that it might be like Bayern Munich's Allianz Arena, but again, it's all speculation. But we're expecting news sometime this summer. The club will release it in good time. I know we're all eager to hear what the news is, but that 65,000 capacity, I think they've been on the safe side. We don't know what will happen in terms of season tickets, like new ones. Obviously, the way to go at the moment is they're doing memberships and that, and yeah, there's been a lot of contention over that, but we'll see what happens. The club will release it. We've got to trust them, and I reckon there'll be scope for expansion. They're not going to stick to 65. Obviously, they wait and see what demand is, and then see you've got a League Cup game in midweek where no, the risk is, no disrespect to like a Grimsby or a Lincoln, but you mightn't sell out if it's a second or third round game. So I think there is scope for expansion, but we'll wait and see when that news comes out in the summer. Now, moving on to actually on-pitch matters. Great news today. Dan Burn and Anthony Gordon have been called up to the England squad for the upcoming games. One's against Senegal, but I can't remember who the other team is. Again, I'm not that interested really in friendlies, only when it gets down to the important stuff. But yeah, that's excellent news for them. I do feel Jacob Murphy's unlucky to be missing out. He's had a fantastic season. Obviously, he's above 20 goal and assist contributions, only second to Salah with assists. So it is unfortunate for Murphy. Again, including the likes of Kyle Walker in there, Ivan Toney, Jordan Henderson, when they're not really like playing, you could say, in major leagues. Again, don't get us wrong, Ajax are a great team. Amsterdam's beautiful. I've been there 4 times, but to include those players in, I'm not so sure. So Murphy's unlucky, and Tino Livramento as well. Now, I did post earlier, he might get called up in the 21s. Just before I record this video, I've seen that he has been, so that's excellent, European Championships. But I do feel he's unlucky to be missing out for the England squad. Again, I know he's a right back and he's been playing left back, but he is desperately unlucky because he has been fantastic in that position. It looks like he's a natural sometimes, and again, it's worked to his benefit that he's right-footed. He can use both, as we're seeing in the cup final, but yeah, the pitch kind of opens up for him where he can move inside instead of down the touchline. But yeah, it's great to still see Newcastle players in the England squad, so well done to those. Now, I've just got to say, if you wondered where I am in Wallsend, Burn. It's Wallsend Hall grounds, but it's the upper part, it's the Dean. I'll see if you can see on this sign there. So if you're near Burnside, coming down the bank before you get to the Rose pub, take a left. It's where they used to hold the fairgrounds, if you're aware, Wallsend, back in the 90s before they closed it after a stabbing. I used to go all the time, I loved it. But anyway, on to Everton. So yes, here we go. It's Everton, final home game of the season, final game of the regular season. And it's all or nothing now on the line. We know we've got Europa League minimum, because it basically, unless we lose by 10 clear goals on Sunday, well, we're not going to lose by that deficit, especially at Everton. They are pretty toothless. They are slow. Now, I will say this, I'll give them some credit. They are good at counter-attacking, but they haven't got much pace in the team. I feel they're decent at set pieces. They're normally strong defensively, especially under David Moyes. And I feel they have been better away from home than at home under him. And in the last 6 games, they've picked up the same amount of points as well. We've picked up 10, they've picked up 10. So it is a pretty interesting contest. But look, I've said this before, if you're offered going into the final home game of the season against Everton, winning it and you're getting Champions League, we all would have took it. But yeah, I've got some injury news here. I'll just read it out. I watched Eddie Howe's press conference this morning. So yes, Lewis Hall's still out with his foot injury. Now, Eddie Howe said Joe Linton, he's not going to be there. He's had another injection in his knee, but I think his partner posted on Instagram that they are back in Brazil, and Eddie said he's wearing a knee brace. Now, that's not saying he's caused any further damage. He's just wearing it as a precaution. Kieran Trippier, he's not been training with the main group, but he has been running. He's touch and go. So if Kieran Trippier is going to be there on Sunday, let's hope he is. I reckon he would start on the bench. Just the fact that Eddie said he hasn't really trained for the last 2.5 weeks, so you can't expect him to start a game, despite how good he is for his age. And then the main one, obviously, Alexander Isak. Eddie, again, like Trippier has said, he's not trained with the main group, but he has been running, but he hasn't done any ball work, so they're likely going to see what he's like in training tomorrow. Then they're going to leave the final decision up to Isak. Now, obviously, we all hope he's there, because without him, we haven't won any game this season. That's 4 games, by the way. I had to check that. I thought it was 3, but it's actually 4. But you know what? If he's not there, you hope the other players can step up. But you do hope, really, that he is there, because it goes back to the old Bruno conundrum. We couldn't win a game without Bruno. But then we finally did win one, which was that first leg down at the Emirates in the Carabao Cup. But again, you'd want Alexander Isak there, 27 goals in all competitions. We're a much better side with a minute, so fingers crossed that he does get back into training with the main group tomorrow, and then he is fit to start. Even if it's for 60 minutes, he could just make that much of an impact that the game's sewn up by then. Now, I just had to bring a bit of a notepad out just to note down Everton's injuries. I know the few main ones, so I'll go through these though. Mangalar's got a knee injury, Lindstrom, groin injury. The big one, James Tarkowski, he's got a hamstring injury. And then Seamus Coleman, an Everton legend, he's played there for years. He's got a thigh injury. And then Jared Branthwaite, who David Moyes has said in his press conference today, just don't expect him to be there. He's out for about 4 or 5 weeks, so that's basically his season done. So Everton missing those type of players, it makes you think how they'll line up in defence. I reckon it's going to be probably, if it's not Nathan Patterson, it'll be 39-year-old Ashley Young at right back. Now, I know that'll be absolutely tough for him. We've got to take advantage of that. I'm 37, 38 September, so Christ, I couldn't run that. And I know he's a professional, but 39, you've got to take advantage of a player that old. Central defence, it'll probably be Nathan Patterson, who's been integrated into the team this season. He seemed to do well, reading what Everton fans have said. Then it'll be Michael Keane and probably Vitaly Mykolenko. So you've got to be taking advantage of that. But then it gets on to who will you play up there to capitalise on a makeshift defence, because I feel Everton are a team, in my opinion, who are really the poor in possession. They do struggle to create stuff when the emphasis is on them. Now, I know we've been guilty of that before, but we've seen to eradicate that this season. And the poor defensively at set pieces, but they're a team who, if they manage to bypass where I think the midfield will be the key battle, where it'll be won or lost, that they are good at counter-attacking, and they do take advantage sometimes of set pieces if you're not switched on. And Beto as well, who was a Sean Dyche signing, has flourished under Moyes. Now, he's into double figures, which is fair play to him, but I don't feel like he's a player who likes it into him, like aerially, the physical challenge. He's more one who sits on the shoulder and runs off players. So really, I think in the way we might set up, especially if we're missing players like, say, Kieran Trippier, And then Sven Botman, will he start? But then you'd be taking Tino away at left back if you put Botman in, because then Burn might go there, or Burn might have to drop out. So what do you do? Now, I think the way we'll set up, we might continue how we've been against Chelsea and then Arsenal on Sunday. I reckon Eddie will probably just go with that formation again. It's more like, you could say it's a 5-2-3 defending, or it might be a 5-4-1, however you view it, with the wing backs in Murphy and Tino, and then we'll go with the 3 centre halves in Botman, Burn and Share, because then what you can do is push your players up the pitch, force Everton to go long, and then Beto will just not like the aerial battle against giant centre halves. But then you can also put an extra man up to help Bruno and Tonali in midfield, and say if Fabian Schär or was sort the Emirates with Sven Botman, he can step up into there. Some of his passes, it should have came off for that chance that were wasted, where he carried it forward and played a lovely ball through. I believe it was to Willock. I can't remember. But yeah, it's a lot of questions, so we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, if you bring in the likes of Kraft, then it'll probably be a back four. But I reckon Eddie Howe will keep the same formation that he has in the last 2 games. Push Everton back, press them and force them to go long, and then we can win the first or second balls and win all the turnovers. Just get right onto them, smother them, which we're best at. Yeah, the main question is, will Everton be on the beach? Will they be emotionally drained after the Goodison Park farewell? Because their last 6 games, our last 6 at St James's, we've got 18 points out of 18. Their last 6 away, they've got 8, showing the better away from home than at Goodison. And yeah, we've both got 10 points. So it has been pretty evenly matched, and I've got decent points this season against the likes of Arsenal and Man City, but look, we should be winning this game. And you think again, will Pickford be the pantomime villain? Look, he will be up for it. I know there's been games where he's been dropped, and that leaves the question, will Gordon be dropped as well? But I'll come to Gordon. But yeah, Pickford, I just think, if you've got the T-Rex costumes, look, keep them until we're ahead. The concentration should be getting behind the lads. We've got the 2 free drinks offers, which the club have responded to. That's absolutely brilliant, that, by the way, that they're doing that. Well, asked for 1, but they're doing 2. So the terms and conditions, though, you have to be in St James's between 2 and 3, and then you've got up until 3:30 to use the voucher, and it's pre-game only. Because obviously they need to make some revenue at half-time. Otherwise, I was thinking I'll just leave one of my vouchers till then. But yeah, I didn't. There's no loophole. They've closed that. But yeah, just concentrate back the lads on the pitch, and if we're comfortable, if you want to break it out, bring it out, but don't give him anything where you can be like, it'll get him up for it, because he'll be up for it already being a Mackham. But look, I'm not telling anyone what to do. I just feel the lads need what to back them on the pitch. Boo him all you like when he's in possession, that's absolutely fine, but leave the sideshows until it's comfortable or it's sealed. But then it makes us come to Anthony Gordon. Yeah, now people knocked him for what he was like at Arsenal. Now, I'm not going to knock him in terms of his graft. He did try, he endeavoured, he was trying his best. Things didn't come off, that's just how it goes. But his season has been a little stop-start. I will defend him here in that he's had a knee injury. Eddie Howe said he was carrying a bit of a hip injury for a bit, and then obviously he had his suspension for the cup final, so it has been stop-start for him. And then Harvey Barnes has kept him out the team with his form, so we'll see. But again, I think he does over, because his touch was poor, which led to the goal. Brilliant finish, by the way, from Declan Rice. As I said after the match, I felt I didn't need to sum it up after me tweet, or me post, because of text now. I felt first half, if we took our chances, we would have went on to win that. But when we didn't take our chances, Arsenal were always going to regroup. And they do have quality players. And without Isak, we didn't have a cutting edge. And Wilson was anonymous. And again, it makes you think, will Sunday be the last time we see the likes of Wilson and Longstaff? Wilson could either go to a promoted team, do a good job for them there, or a lower half Premier League team, maybe like a Leeds or a Burnley. Longstaff's been linked, obviously, with Everton, tomorrow's opponent. So might be farewells for them, but look, they've done good jobs at times where we were crap, basically. So I don't want anyone being bad for them. Like I said, I don't want to tell anyone what to do, but you've got to applaud them. Longstaff's a local lad. He's had his big moments. The Carabao Cup semi-final 2 years ago, scoring against PSG. He just wants the best for her. And yeah, I know where we're going. It's like a higher level, but just give them the applause that they deserve. Wilson's was second highest Premier League goal scorer as it stands, only behind Shearer. So yeah, it's just unfortunate. He's not purposely being injured. It's just his body's let him down. But he's 33, so just wish them the best. But the way Eddie's not playing Longstaff and Wilson's body tells me if we get the signings we need PSR-wise, there will be Gordon, just going back to him, he doesn't really turn up against Everton, but I feel like after Sunday, he'll be determined to prove a point. Shut a lot of people up online if he has seen it. And obviously, at Goodison back in October, he did miss the pen. And he's been called up for England, as I said, so I feel like he's got a point to prove. So yeah, the question is, who will start? I feel it'll be the same formation, as I said, against Arsenal and Chelsea in the last 2 games. But it's just a question of, so who'll start on our left side? I think it'll probably be Barnes. But because Gordon's proved he can play on the right a bit. Remember, he's crossed against Arsenal back in November for Isaac's header. But again, it depends on the formation. If it's 4-3-3, I reckon Barnes will start, Murphy on the right. If it's Kraft at right back, Tino, Byrne and Share. But obviously, if it's a formation out the last 2 games, then Murphy will probably be wing back. So I reckon Gordon and Barnes will be on either flank, either side. If I reckon Isaac will be fit, I'm hoping just an Eddie Howe smoke screen. So yeah, I reckon Gordon will come good. And I reckon he actually, you know what, he'll get on the score sheet this time. But in terms of Isaac, I think it's an Eddie Howe smoke screen. I feel that he's wanting to keep his cards close to his chest. And when the team news comes out on Sunday, when everyone's in there getting the free drinks, give everyone a lift and it'll push one to the win we need. And I'm sorry the videos went on a little longer than I wanted, but there's been a lot to cover in terms of the England call-ups, preview for Sunday, and then obviously the stadium news and the new kit drop. But it's never quiet, it's never dull supporting our fantastic club. My predictions for it, I reckon it'll be tight, nervy, but again, I'd rather it be in our hands than an Aston Villa who's chasing we're. And it doesn't matter about finishing third or anything. All the importance is just getting a win and finishing in that top 5. So I'm going to go Newcastle, a tight game, but I reckon we'll go on to win 3-1. It'll be level at one point, I reckon, a bit nervy, but we'll push on, and then we'll get 3 goals, and then that'll be win the Champions League. But anyway, yeah, that's definitely it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching from here at the Hall Grounds, and I will see you after the game on Sunday. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone. I hope you enjoy it, and again, I'll see you after the match Sunday. Bye-bye for now.